A blessed, happy St. Francis Day to you all. This last weekend, I had the opportunity to witness two people coming together in marriage. And it was a privilege not only for myself, but also for the people present. You know, we have all kinds of natural disasters going on in our world. We have war that continues in Ukraine and in the Middle East. And so we all need moments of encouragement. So this was a privilege because it was an opportunity to be encouraged by two people committing themselves together in love and in marriage. Now, there were two things that were quite different about this wedding. The first thing is that the procession was the longest I'd ever experienced. I think there was about 40 people in the procession. The couple wanted to give people a part. And then the other thing is, after the couple kissed, you know, someone from the congregation yelled out, "Encore." And so the couple kissed a second time. It was the first time I experienced that. So it was a moment, it was a time of encouragement by these two people. Now, of course, we recognize in our society that marriage is not easy. And as these two people come together, they will have their trials and their tribulations. And yet in that moment, they encouraged us. You know, our first reading and our gospel reading are clearly about marriage, but there's also other things that we can take from these readings. You know, in the first reading from the book of Genesis, we have the life of man and woman. And really, this life is very much about resurrection. What a gift it is that God not only breathes life into us, but he raises us up to new life. Each and every day, through God's grace, God will raise us to new life. What a gift it is to be a resurrected people. Now, in the second reading, the letter to the Hebrews, just a little side note, is who makes coffee in the morning is, well, it's the man's responsibility because he brews. I know that's an old one. But this reading reminds us of the humility of God, that God comes to us, because really, if two people are going to remain in marriage, they need God. In other words, what God has joined, let no one separate, there's a reliance on God, and how much we have to rely on God. In our gospel reading, you know, this is a trap. You know, will Jesus side with John the Baptist, you know, challenge the marriage of Herod and his sister-in-law? Or will Jesus side with Herod? So there's a challenge here, and this is the challenge. Because if Jesus sides with John the Baptist, then he might lose his head. And if he sides with Herod, then he's dismissing a prophet. So this is really what's at heart here. And this is why I like to draw upon the children. You know, Jesus is always in these very intense moments, and so he is delighted to welcome children. You know, we can be having a bad day and you see a 3-year-old or a 4-year-old acting in some way, and it brings us great delight. But there's a simplicity about children. You know, they'll be quite intrigued by the simplest of things in creation or in life. And they teach us the simplicity of life and to focus on things that we can truly be grateful for. And so as we gather around the table, Lord, we gather to be joined not only to God, but to one another, so that we can truly make love the centrality of our lives. We can put it into action, and we can be strengthened by this food from heaven so that we can love others and we can be grateful and happy.